Here to discuss, ranking member of the House Armed Services Committee, Democratic Congressman from Washington, Adam Smith. Congressman, we appreciate your time. Thank you. You know, I know you've publicly challenged the legal basis for just blowing up ships in this region to start. You've also called the recent blockade an act of war, saying this move requires congressional approval. Now we have this second vessel being seized by the U.S. near Venezuela. What actions are you anticipating on the U.S.'s side, both militarily in these waters and also politically here at home?
It seems that the Trump administration is going to continue to escalate. It seems like the goal is regime change to remove Maduro. The hope, apparently, from the administration is that various pressure points, blowing up these boats, the seizing of tankers, will eventually drive Maduro out of power. It doesn't seem to be having that effect. So I anticipate that President Trump will continue to find more ways to put pressure on President Maduro. And I just think it's a huge mistake. I think regime change is not something that the U.S. military should be engaged in, a lesson we should have learned from our efforts in the last 20 years. It's unpredictable. Even if you're successful and you remove someone from power, what comes next? We don't have a clear idea of that. So we don't know where this campaign is going. And yes, clearly we are engaged in hostilities with Venezuela. According to the law, the president is supposed to get congressional approval for those activities. He has not done that. In many cases, he's been slow to notify us even of the action. So I am concerned about the legality and the policy behind this.
Well, I do want to double down on a comment you made, because the sentiment was echoed by the president's chief of staff, Susie Wiles. She has also suggested that the ousting of Maduro is the intended goal here. And she added this in this recent Vanity Fair article that's gotten quite a bit of coverage, that the president, quote, wants to keep blowing up boats, essentially until Maduro cries uncle. And she also noted that people way smarter than her say that that will in fact be the outcome here. So it sounds like you believe that's the intended goal. What are your thoughts on the strategy play overall?
Well, that sure seems to be the case. Whether or not those people that Susie Wiles thinks are smarter than her are correct is very uncertain. We don't know how Maduro is going to react to this and where this is going to go. But also, it's really important to point out, so much has been said by the administration about the blowing up of these drug boats, that it's all about protecting the U.S. from the scourge of drugs. It doesn't seem to be that, first of all. And second of all, it's not a very effective strategy to accomplish that. These are boats full of cocaine. Fentanyl is the major killer in the United States of America. We all know that. This has nothing to do with fentanyl. Further, these drugs are going primarily to West Africa and Europe. It's cocaine not even coming to the U.S. And third of all, the demand for narcotics in the U.S. is so high that, okay, they can't get it there by boats. They're going to find another way to get it there. That we have to have a comprehensive strategy here. And just blowing up a few boats in the Caribbean is unlikely to significantly change drug abuse in the United States of America. So it seems that this is much more focused on President Trump trying to get regime change in Venezuela and assert his, Monroe Doctrine for the 21st century, that the U.S. should be able to dominate the Western Hemisphere. Remember his threats to invade Greenland and Panama and annex Canada. I don't think that should be the policy of the U.S. I think it's going to create more conflict and less safety and security for our country.
All right. Well, Congressman Adam Smith, we know congressional pressure is also growing for more information on a number of fronts. We'll continue to follow it and appreciate you checking in. Thank you.